Yo, let's go, and welcome to the video. I'm going to do a quick boss-by-boss strategy update for Mount Hyjal. I've already done an update video for Black Temple. If you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked at the end of the video. Starting off with Rage Winter Chill. It really helps if you have an improved Divine Spirit Priest that you stand next to Jaina and get her spirit buff. It's going to add some damage to you for free. A lot of guilds ask you to wear a PvP trinket to get you out of the Ice Bolt, but you don't want to wear that if you are trying to parse. You want to have both of your DPS trinkets. There is a big downside to that. If you do get targeted, you most likely will die. Death and Decay is going to happen throughout the fight. If Death and Decay happens below you and you have to move, that's also going to slow you down. So all of this RNG going on this fight can really impact your DPS. If you don't have a trinket like me right there, that's what's going to happen. If the boss is tanked where it spawns from and you're not fighting all of the waves here in the base, then you won't have that access to that spirit buff potentially. So hope and pray that you don't get a Death and Decay or an Ice Bolt. Anetheron, same thing. If you can have the boss tanked by Jaina and get her spirit buff, coordinate with your shaman to make sure the totems are over there near her if you have that IDS priest, and hope you don't get slept. We used to be able to get out of the sleep by using a Sulfuron Slammer. They have fixed that where it's not going to break the sleep anymore. The Cenarian Swarm is also going to cause spell pushback, so even if you get one of those, it's going to hurt your DPS, but not as bad as if you get slept. And this is what I mean position-wise that you could be in to get that spirit buff from Jaina. So if you're kind of on this mound or a little bit closer to her, you can get that spirit buff. It's going to add spell power with that priest. See if you can stand still for the entire fight like I got to, you can really put out some good DPS. So Kaz'rogal, if you are tanking the boss by Thrall, all of this travel time to get him over there is lowering your uptime on the boss. You can try to go over and run with him while you're putting up your instants like Fairy Fire, Insect Swarm, Moonfire, Treants, so you're not waiting 8 to 10 seconds to even start the boss fight. You want to start casting spells on every single boss as soon as you can. The mark of Kaz'rogal, you want to be able to burn this boss with only having one of those marks. It takes a lot of DPS, but once your raid can get to that point, you won't have to worry about running out of mana and blowing up the raid. If the raid has lower DPS and you're getting 2, 3, 4 marks, it really helps if you can innervate yourself or if you're in a Shadow Priest group to get a parse. If you're forced to give innervate away to a mage, you can shift into cat form and you will not lose mana while in cat form. Or if you're getting more marks and you get a resist like that, that's going to help too. I would not recommend wearing shadow resist gear though to try to improve your chance to get a resist. On to Azgalor. It's rough. You want to tank the boss, hopefully right where they're running into, so you can have that full uptime and not have any delay before starting your DPS. Those silences really do hurt. I already had my trinket popped, so I lost a bit of use from my trinket. The silence timer is usually way off, at least for deadly boss mods, but usually if you wait till after that first silence to pop trinket and dustro, you should get more value out of it than if you pop it right away and get silence like I did. So with the timers not really being completely accurate, it's hard to know when the silence is coming. I do like to try to keep Insect Swarm up right before I think a silence is going to come out. The fight time is going to be a huge factor in this. The less amount of silences that you get, the higher your DPS will be. If you get a resist, that little bit of lucky RNG will go a long way. And last but not least, Archimonde with some of the worst RNG mechanics that you can get in Hyjal. You throw up your instant cast spells on your way to your position, be ranged from everybody so you don't get airburst if one of your group mates do. Don't kite fire around people. I'm completely surrounded right here. Having a quick trimmer totem like that from a shaman is really going to help so you don't run into that fire if it is next to you, and you can continue to DPS the boss without running while feared. If you do get airburst, do not instantly use your tears like I did. You're going to fall and die. There are lots of decurses that happen throughout the fight that need to happen. If you have a really good resto druid that is on top of it, getting all of those curses and you don't have to worry about it, that's really going to help out. If you're having to decurse too much during the fight, that's going to slow your DPS. Necessary, but if you're looking to parse, try to get help from the other classes that can decurse for you. So if you get airburst, wait until you're about to hit the ground to use those tears. It's going to completely ruin your parse, but at least you won't die and grief your raid. At least you won't die and grief your raid. Once the boss is at 10%, no more damage past that point is going to count towards your parse. You don't need to continue to pump and waste consumes. So that's it for Mount Myjal. If you haven't seen the Black Temple video, it should be up on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Ooh. He ice blocked. The other one vanished. And Cloak of Shadows. Probably stealthing at you. Oh yeah. The other one's first aiding. You're still good. He melted up though. Nice. Good kill. But you just win.